A constant relationship between the devs and the community. When there's a clear roadmap of what's to come from both a casual and a competitive
Never come back? Bro, it's gonna come back. Like, I don't really care if Injustice comes back, but it's gonna happen. Guilty here.
Perspective, it benefits
5 decisions that harmed fighting games.
everyone. Not only does it create hype and anticipation for
Smash
the
Bros in this video. I don't know if Smash harmed fighting games. So probably not.
future, but it also lets players know that the devs are working hard and not just dropping 2 or 3 DLC packs and disappearing forever. Look at what GTA 5 did.
Oh wait, what's the predict? Let me look at the predict. So it seems, damn, what is this predict? Well, obviously the people that voted within the hour already lost. You guys already lost. In 1 hour, you guys are about to lose. 2 hours, maybe. 5 hours, you guys potentially might win or lose. Maybe, we'll see. But
they constantly put out new content, whether it was a new heist, cars, businesses, and they kept doing it.
Oh wait, no, there's 5 minutes left for this hour. Okay.
Against some of the community's will. There's a reason why it almost took a decade for GTA 6 to be announced. They've made so much money off of their DLC that they realistically don't even need to make a new game. And while I don't expect fighting games to have that kind of longevity, at least when it comes to DLC,
damn, they announced this. What year is that?
Or maintain their current
February. Oh, damn, they announced GTA 6 was coming last year at February 4th. Damn.
Product until the next installment comes. Unless it's the last game in
the
series, then that's kind of different. But when I see a new fighting game or even an established one not implement fixes or even make harmful decisions, it kind of hurts to see. So today, we're going to look at some fighting games that have been harmed by the hands of their creators, and even some that have died because of them. DNF Dual had one of the fastest fall-offs I've seen from a traditional AAA fighting game. It had a decent amount of hype before release because one of the developers was Arc System Works, the same company that created the popular Dragon Ball FighterZ game and the iconic Guilty Gear series. And from a visual standpoint, the game looked on par with their previous works. It may not have immediately recognizable characters, but it doesn't look bad at all. Unfortunately, even with all the hype around the game, it didn't take long for it to die. One of the biggest contributors to its downfall was character balance. This will always be a point of contention no matter what rank you are. It doesn't matter how well made the roster is, if the characters are unique, then someone will complain about it in some way. But even though there are certain character matchup imbalances, as long as those uneven matchups are still winnable and every character has some sort of counter, it tends to even out relatively well. The real problem occurs when most of the roster struggles against a handful of characters that really have no weaknesses at all. And as you can guess, DNF Dual had this problem with their top tiers. Mostly Swiftmaster. To put it simply, he was just the best at everything.
Literally the best of everything.
Health, but that didn't matter because he could be wherever he wanted and still hit you.
He's projectile immune.
When you have big moves like that in an anime,
why?
Put it simply,
he's literally the best at everything in the game. He can hit you full screen. He can pull you full screen. He can combo you for 10 damn years. He has decent damage. He's fast as
he was just the best at everything. His weakness was his health, but that didn't matter because he could be wherever he wanted and still hit you, even from full screen. When you have big moves like that in an anime game,
look at that OTGs. Like, if you don't know what OTG means, it means you get hit on the ground.
He wanted and
you get hit while you're in a grounded state.
Even from full screen.
Look at this. She's on the floor, right? So you think the combo's over. He just pulls you in and he explodes the wind thing and it OTGs.
Moves like that in an anime game, there needs to be good defensive options like burst, but they didn't have anything like that at launch.
Crazy.
Luckily, 2 months later, the devs saved us with a balance patch. Or did they? After 2 months, they only nerfed 4 characters and only Swiftmaster had multiple changes. This meant that for the most part, the top characters stayed at the top, especially with no low tier buffs and gameplay changes. Another 4 months go by and DNF Dual finally gets its second balance patch. And so far,
grand balance patch. And know what they did? They buffed everyone.
I think this is the latest one. It was actually a good change. Low tiers got buffed and top tiers also got buffed, but not as much.
It makes no sense. Why? What? Their solution to like everyone being bad. I mean, their solution to Swiftmaster and like a lot of characters being top tier. They buffed everyone, including the characters that were already top tier. So like, what? What? What does that even mean?
Got buffed, and top tiers also got buffed, but not as much. The fact that in 6 months they only had 2 character balance changes is kind of crazy. The damage was already done. I do wonder where this game would be now if
it's 6 months and there's still no new character, no season pass announced either. It's like, what?
That early. Multiverses kind of had the opposite approach.
Oh shit! Don't get me started on Multiverse. Don't get me started on Multiverse.
Instead of not doing enough, it felt like they kind of did too much at once, but in kind of the wrong places. They actually have a chance to compete with the popularity of Smash's roster, and the initial beta numbers showed that. They came right out of the gate swinging with a battle pass and released characters at an unsustainable rate. It felt like there was a new character announced like every week.
The game gone, yeah. Wait, is this still on my Steam? They took it down from the store and everything. I still got it. I still got the game. I still got the game. Hold on. Damn. Damn. That's crazy. Mixed reviews. There's a couple. This dude downvoted his reasoning is that. Like, what? That's crazy. Bro, he has 121 hours. He has 121 hours and his review is ass. Oh my god, bro. What is wrong with some of y'all, bro? What the? What? It was boring for me. Goonging. What? His name is Sun Kakarot. Like, what? Unfortunately, playing against literal bots is no fun. Scam, no content, and continuously increase the grind for EXP and freeze cosmetic to push people to pay for battle pass and in-game currency instead of fixing the I'm flavor the rest of that. Now these reviews are hilarious. Good, but no Daffy Duck. Where is Daffy Duck, bro? Please add Godzilla. What did he say? Buff Taz? No. If you play Taz, you'd observe pain. Remember Taz and his spin move? Remember that? His stupid spin move? This was annoying. Let's see. Petition to add a Walter White. Okay. First they killed the modding scene. Now they were wait, what's not saying the game is actually in beta this whole time without making it such marketing it as such and shutting down the game and finished within a year. They did shut down the modding scene. I had to take my cell mod video down. I took it down. Yeah, Mr. Galaxy, thanks for the prime. I had to take it down. I had no choice. Because, well, modding isn't allowed. They were striking modded videos. Yo, Drew, thanks for the 2 months.
And while the community loved it, and I'm sure the company did too, because people were buying cosmetics,
I still have the cell video.
There were some more important long-term issues like poor netcode and lack of ranked. The desync in that game was pretty alarming. And the casual MMR was kind of broken too,
put that video
to
back
the point
up.
Where if you had a close game,
Should I put the video back up? The game's gone. Like, I don't know if I sure
won as a high-rated player, you would lose MMR if the gap between your opponent was low enough, which is something that's completely out of your control.
I had to get a whole artist for the thumbnail and everything. God damn. Damn. Whoa. Whoa. Now that's crazy. Holy damn, bro. Oh my god, what do I say about this? If I'm the manager of this and I see, god damn, that's insane. All-time peak is a free game, by the way. Do not compare this to DNF. DNF is $50. Yes, this is bad. This is a free game. Most fighting games cost like $60 or $50. This is crazy. Like, what happened? God damn. Bro, all-time peak 150k. 24-hour peak 99 players. 16 minutes ago 62. And you look at the chart at the bottom.
Multiverse
it's just damn down, and like down.
Really get.
But it was weird though. They just stopped updating for like 3 or 4 months. They just stopped adding characters, and it was just radio silence. It was weird.
Any new content for months, which eventually led to the beta being closed.
And then they stopped updating the game for like 3 months, and then they came out of nowhere and said the game's in beta. This whole time this was beta. We're closing the game. We'll be back next year. What? What? What?
Yeah, for all that time, I don't know if it was a good idea to let people buy
it's
stuff.
So random.
Usually in betas, everything is free because they're just testing the game. But people have literally paid hundreds of.
Yeah, I have what the fuck the most expensive was? I have the premium edition. I bought the premium edition. So like, it makes no sense to me. I literally bought the premium edition. I have it on Steam. I literally paid for the most expensive bundle. How do I check this thing? This is it right here. Founders Pack Premium Edition. I literally bought it. So I'm like, If this game was in beta, why were we allowed to spend so much money? Like, I'm talking $100 worth of money, and even you can buy like the coins. Like, I don't know, bro. It just made no sense to me. Scammer gets scammed.
Founder pack, and they'll have to wait till the game comes back to get anything out of it. Although Nintendo is one of the biggest video game companies, they have made so many weird decisions that you'd probably think they hate their own games, especially when it comes to Smash Bros. The amount of things they've done to harm the Smash community is kind of mind-boggling. And while the game itself is good, except for maybe the netcode, most of the damage was done to the competitive side of Smash. Despite seriously supporting other competitive games, Nintendo has been fairly hesitant to do the same with Smash. And when they actually did, it didn't end well. Most notably when they withdrew from EVO and destroyed the Smash World Tour.
They destroyed the Smash.
Kind of more Panda's fault, but they were sponsoring the Panda Cup, so. But how could we forget about
basically, like, if I don't know if you remember that, but basically Nintendo, since Nintendo doesn't like sponsor like tournaments and whatever, they sponsored Panda, which is Panda Global. Panda Global is shut down now, but Panda Global went and shut down everyone else's tournament because they wanted to host their own tournament and they wanted everybody to sign up for it through them, which was like, what the fuck are y'all doing? So like, you weren't allowed to do any tournaments unless it was through Panda. So that's why Panda got like a whole bunch of backlash.
Well, that was kind of more Panda's fault, but they were sponsoring the Panda Cup. So,
but yeah, Panda Global was done. Like the whole scene is done.
Forget about Brawl, the game that was designed to literally nerf competitive play. I know Sakurai wanted Smash to be a party game, but who thought it was a good idea to implement a random chance to get tripped if you sprint too much? Look, I'm all for making
that was a thing. I don't remember that.
Fighting games accessible and fun to everyone, but lowering the skill ceiling like that is not the way. This causes.
That was a thing? Wow. I don't remember that.
Smash community split between Melee and Brawl.
That's stupid. And so you tell me if you just run, it's back up? Bro, you guys have told me, relax. So you tell me if you just run, you just trip? What the fuck is that about?
Who won that battle in the end? Rivals is one of those games you don't understand why it's not more popular. The game is designed well, people make content out of it that does well, but the size of the player base doesn't reflect that.
Damn.
Well, what if I told you the game wasn't designed to be popular? Even the creator Dan himself acknowledged this. The reason lies in a decision made early into the development phase of the game. Rivals was originally going to be free to play and ran through the Unity engine. However, Dan immediately realized the amount of progress he made was really slow.
Pay out? So oh crap, I do gotta pay out. Oh, 1 hour, 1 then.
He defaulted back to Game Maker, and since his team was smaller, it made more sense to use an engine that you have years of experience with. But that decision influenced Rivals into being a smaller game. At the time, they didn't even have plans for online multiplayer until the first game trailer released. Adding online to Rivals created another issue with Game Maker. It's very easy to exploit the game engine with cheats, and the devs don't have that much control over the player's client. Now they have combated this issue with their own fixes, but making the game free to play would force them to expand their team. And it's not quite easy finding someone who's good at anti-cheat and netcode stuff, who also happens to know how to use Game Maker really well.
Yeah, because the anti-cheat has to work with the netcode
engine, and we'll have to see if they choose to go free to play or not. But either way, I hope the game does well. The Dead or Alive series isn't popular for its fighting, even though it is a fighting game. Its biggest selling point is, how do I say this? The aesthetics. But their newest game,
the fan service,
is trying to stray a little bit away
Dead or Alive, right?
And become a more serious fighting game.
That's Dead or Alive, no? Or am I tripping? Hold on. That's the beach game, no? Am I tripping? Oh, yes, it is. Okay. Yeah. It's the beach game. Okay.
There were less revealing costumes and animations to make the game more esport friendly. But despite what the devs wanted, their fans did not care at all.
It's like it was one of the versions of the game or something.
They expected this one to be no different. It also didn't help that a lot of assets from the previous game were just reused and imported into a better engine. If you thought DOA 5's DLC was predatory, DOA 6 takes it to a whole nother level.
Wait, whoa, releases for $80+ season pass. Who's selling a season pass for $80? How does that work?
They made you pay to change hair colors. Like, why would...
What?
They do that? And if you wanted to go back to a hair color that you already had, you had to rebuy it. Thankfully, they ended up removing this feature because of outrage and refunded anyone who purchased hair colors. They just let you change it for free now. And since then, the game's pretty much been dead in the water. No new content at all. I guess at this point they're trying to move on and make the next game. There are so many components that go into making a competitive game that things like choosing your game engine or adding small mechanic changes can have big impacts that you never accounted for. Maybe there's another dead fighting game I should have mentioned? Let me know in the comments. Shout out to Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Oh,
I probably could have included that game, but there really isn't much to say other than it was pretty bare bones. And
Nickelodeon. Don't talk to me about that game. Nah, that's enough. I've seen it all. I don't want to talk about that game. I don't want to get started on that game. I'm sorry. Oh, nah. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Yeah, that's a game right there. That's a good game right there. That's a good game right there, bro. Game is fire. Game is heat, bro. You want a fire game? Yo, get on that Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, bro. That shit heat. All right, bro. Let's play some time.